Ever since the release of this new generation Santa Fe last year, it has taken the media by storm because of its distinctive exterior look. And we've done a fair share of coverage on the channel as well, like the XRT trim and the Ultimate Calligraphy trim. Today I have the 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe Preferred Hybrid with the Trend package, and we're going to discuss in depth on how this hybrid powertrain performs. Additionally, because the 2025 model year is essentially a carryover, we're also going to go over the highlights of what each of the trim offers, so you can treat this as a buyer's guide. Let's get started. Alright, I've folded down the second row seats and now I'm sitting nice and comfy in the back. A little bit of a disclaimer before we get into all the trims is that for the Canadian market, the trim setup is a little bit different compared to the US, where Hyundai has decided that for the hybrid powertrain, if you want to get the hybrid powertrain, it is only available in the base preferred trim. All of the higher trims, or all of the trims above the preferred trim, gets the 2.5 liter turbocharged gas engine. Okay, starting off with the base model, the hybrid preferred trim. This trim actually already gets you quite a lot of goodies, but let's go over some of the highlights. First of all, on the exterior you get 18-inch rims, LED headlights, LED taillights. On the inside you get cloth seat surfaces, heated steering wheel, heated seats, power tailgate, 12-inch infotainment screen that includes wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, adaptive cruise control, lane keep, lane centering, blind spot warning, parking sensors front and back, as well as the usual emergency brake, that sort of stuff. Now if you want a little bit more equipment, a little bit more feature, but stick with the hybrid powertrain, you can get the Trend package on top of the preferred trim. Basically what that adds you is a set of 20-inch rims on the outside, leatherette seats on the inside like what we have here, 8-way power adjustable driver's seat, wireless charging pad, a properly curved display including a 12-inch instrument cluster up from 4.2-inch, dual sunroof as you can see here, digital key, as well as auto up-down front windows. The next trim up is the XRT trim, which is also the off-road oriented trim. For that, on the exterior you get 18-inch rims with all-terrain tires, the famous C-pillar grab handles for all your overlanding needs, as well as a more powerful 2.5 liter turbocharged gas engine. On the inside you still get the leatherette seats, but these are XRT specific with XRT logos and a different set of patterns. You also get rear sunshades, but you lose out on the second sunroof. The XRT and the preferred hybrid with Trend package is fairly similar in price, just really depends on whether if you want the off-road look, a little bit more powerful engine, or you want more efficiency. Stepping it up another level is the luxury trim, where it gets rid of the off-road stuff like the all-terrain tires, 18-inch rims, as well as the C-pillar grab handles. Instead, you get back the 20-inch rims, as well as a bunch of additional features like power folding mirrors, leather seats, front driver memory seats, ventilated front seats, second row heated seats, built-in navigation, ambient lighting, 360 camera, and so on. In terms of exterior design, the luxury trim looks very similar to the preferred hybrid with Trend package. Alright, moving on to the fully loaded version here in Canada, this trim is called the Ultimate Calligraphy. It includes features like 21-inch rims, Napa leather seat surfaces, two-tone steering wheel, relaxation front seats, head-up display, Bose sound system, fingerprint scanner, dual wireless charger for both you're the driver, as well as the passenger, a UV sterilization box, highway driving assist 2, remote park assist, as well as second row captain's chair, which also means that you lose out on the 7-seat configuration, meaning that it is exclusively a 6-seat trim. There you have it. Let me know which trim you would take. Now let's move on to the hybrid powertrain. Under the hood, the Santa Fe Hybrid uses a 1.6 liter turbocharged inline-4 engine paired with an electric motor and a small 1.49 kilowatt-hour battery pack. The engine itself produces 178 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque. The electric motor itself produces 59 horsepower and also 195 pound-feet of torque. The combined output of the whole system is 231 horsepower and 271 pound-feet of torque. Power is routed through a 6-speed automatic transmission to all 4 wheels. Alright, let's hit the road and talk more about it. So comparing this to the gas engine in the higher trim, this has about 50 less horsepower and about 40 less pound-feet of torque. Now you do notice the deficit, you do feel the deficit, but I'd say this is still a very appropriate amount of power for a vehicle like this. On the highway, you feel it a little bit more, the missing power, but on local streets in the city, because it has assistance from electric motors, it's actually quite peppy off the line. With that said though, it takes a second for the engine to turn on and get into the right gear if you're coasting in EV mode. In most other scenarios, you would barely notice the engine turning on and off, and the transitions are generally very smooth. On coasting and on light throttle applications, the car will usually default to driving in EV mode, given that it has enough charge, of course. This being a hybrid and not a plug-in, you cannot force the car into driving in pure EV. With that said, I was able to drive it uphill at a little over 50 kilometers an hour in pure electric mode, which I find to be very impressive. Contrary to, say, a Toyota hybrid system, which uses an eCVT transmission, this Hyundai hybrid system uses a 6-speed automatic transmission, and it has its pluses and minuses. The main plus being the fact that it drives like a normal car. It has 6 gear to go through, it shifts gear on acceleration, there's no droning like you would get on the eCVT while accelerating. The minus, on the other hand, is that it's a little bit less efficient and it's a little bit less seamless when transitioning between gas power and electric power. Additionally, if you pull both paddles, it switches into auto regen mode. This mode adjusts the regen levels based on the traffic conditions. If there's no one in front of you, it will keep coasting at no regen levels. But if you're approaching a vehicle in front, it will increase the level of regen braking, so you slow down before you have to apply the brakes. Additionally, you can also adjust the minimum level of regen braking in this auto mode. So if you want to consistently have some regen, you can add onto it by pressing the down or minus paddle shifter. This feature is very neat in my opinion, but it definitely takes some time to get used to because it doesn't come to a full stop. So occasionally you would find yourself forgetting to press on the brakes because the car has already started braking for you. Nonetheless, it's a cool feature, I like it, just need to get used to it. Alright, on to the part where you all have been waiting for, fuel economy testing. I've tracked fuel economy on short drives, medium drives, as well as highway drives, and here are the results. For the short drives, it's 10 kilometers within the city. I was able to manage 5.7 liters and 6.6 liter per 100 kilometers. In my medium trips, it's 40 kilometers mixed both city and highway. I was able to manage 6.7 liters and 6.6 liters, with the latter trip being in heavy traffic for about half of the trip. And then lastly, the highway fuel economy. The highway fuel economy I was able to manage is 6.9 liters per 100 kilometers, which is spot on exactly what it is officially rated for. Now, I must say I'm very impressed with these fuel economy numbers. I think for a car this size, this weight, and this shape, I mean, this car looks like a box. It is a box on the outside. Returning these fuel economy numbers, really quite impressive. I am impressed. Okay, let me wrap it up. Having featured quite a few of these on the channel, I can tell you that these new generation Santa Fe's are spacious, comfortable, and the hybrid variants are excellent on gas. I think regardless of the trim, they make great 3-row family SUVs. What do you guys think? Let me know down in comments below and tell me which trim you would pick out of the Santa Fe lineup. Or do you think that the exterior design is a little bit too controversial for you? Perhaps you'd get something a little bit more traditional looking? Let me know. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.